Yo, what is up, guys? We're back with another video. Today we got a video by JoJo, it's basically the controlled opposition of MrBeast. So this is another MrBeast video about all the stuff that's come out about him recently. So let's check this one out. Boy's got an entire box of Feastables labeled Australia.
You're probably wondering, Jojo, why do you have so many?
Let me guess, he's gonna eat those throughout the entire video because they're so delicious. I've heard they're actually just terrible. I've heard they're pretty bad.
Feastable bars. And that's a good question. I feel like as a content creator who is lucky enough and as blessed as I am to be able to make videos every single day for an audience who looks after me, that if I've associated my name with a brand who, let's be honest, at this point has been accused of virtually every reprehensible act, ranging from promoting gambling to borderline illegal stuff like promoting illegal lottery.
Yeah, I don't think it was just promoting gambling. I think it was like actual illegal lotteries that he can't have set up. I think that was like one of the big accusations that he got on there. I think that's exactly what he's about to say.
And virtually hiring sex offenders into their management team.
Ooh,
that to me,
not virtually hiring actual sex offenders into their management, and not doing any background checks on them.
It's just obvious.
People who are on the registry.
Tell my audience the truth and separate myself from that sort of environment.
And we're not talking about Ava Chris Tyson. We're talking about another person that was on the actual sex offender registry that got hired by MrBeast and was prominently in multiple videos.
Because as a content creator, your relationship with your audience is predicated on trust and is built on authenticity. And the second you lose that as a content creator, you lose everything.
Not when your entire audience is made up of children. Logan Paul's already showed that you could get away with a lot of stuff if your audience is made up of children.
Because your audience doesn't see you as a real person anymore. Even if it affects the potential.
I'm pretty sure MrBeast is just gonna follow the Logan Paul route, where he's not even gonna talk about this publicly and just let it fade, just like Logan Paul has done.
Collaborations or opportunities that I might get down the line with other brands or creators, I'm willing to sacrifice those so long as it means I'm able to be authentic and truthful with my audience, because I don't believe that is worth it. And if I've associated my name or promoted the MrBeast brand in any capacity in any of my videos, then the last thing that I want to be viewed as is something called as controlled opposition. What exactly is controlled opposition? Controlled opposition can be defined as an individual or an organization who appears to be on one side but acts within the interests of the other. And there is no greater personification of this idea than with Ludwig, which really sucks.
So this is a Ludwig video.
Ludwig, I've been a channel member of his for many years. I have been a huge fan of his gaming content and his live streams, but watching Ludwig especially navigate through.
Yeah, I mean, it for Ludwig, it just feels like the dude just doesn't have any like real opinions on anybody except somebody like Andrew Tate. Right? That's the only person, because everybody on the internet, for the most part, hates Andrew Tate. And that's the only person Ludwig actually has an opinion on, for the most part. It's just somebody who's so polarizing.
An issue with the MrBeast company over the past few weeks has got to be some of the most insufferable content I think I've ever seen. And don't take my word for it, take his audience's word for it. Ludwig or Mogul Mail or other commentary channels which are predicated towards covering the most recent topics and dramas in the community, but the second it has anything to do with MrBeast or YouTube's golden boy, they either
they don't want to be ostracized from a MrBeast video. those MFs get like 100 million views every single video. They want to be in that.
Then sit, have no actual opinion, don't address any of the allegations when they react to the videos, or straight up have god-awful takes. And look, I'm not totally unsympathetic towards Ludwig's situation. I can only imagine how difficult it is for him.
I think that's true when it comes to like somebody like Ludwig, but like a lot of commentary YouTubers have been talking about this like extensively because it's a huge drama.
because MrBeast is
Yeah,
Ludwig's
like
friend. Ludwig is featured as a
you go from like some ordinary gamers to like a Turkey Tom to like Oompaville. Like there's been huge YouTubers that have been talking about it.
contestant in many of MrBeast's videos. MrBeast has featured in Ludwig's videos, shorts, TikToks, live streams, and so I can only imagine how difficult it is for Ludwig. However, when it has literally got to do with the #1 most influential person in the entire world on the internet, especially when it's got to do with children, and you don't address those allegations, especially when you are presenting like you're going to the same capacity even remotely as you would for other internet drama, you cannot exactly blame your audience for thinking or perceiving you as controlled opposition.
Did you work on that video, or are you going off the video?
Dude, you are controlled opposition.
For this video, I'm going to be covering 2 different live streams from Ludwig, both of which reacting to a different
A dude got called out on his live stream.
Pack 404 video. And I've got to say, it is probably some of the most difficult stuff I've sat through and watched, aside from XQC. Aside from the whole commentary channel fence-sitting meme that Moist Critical and Ludwig oftentimes get criticized of doing, Ludwig actually just does that in these 2 live streams. And if he doesn't, he makes some of the strangest, most bizarre, borderline sociopathic takes. Ludwig made a live stream.
Let's see these takes.
MrBeast fake videos. And then only after his audience started getting really frustrated with him continuously starting and stopping and pausing the video did he then add or change the title to Lots of Pauses. A lot of people were interested and keen to hear Ludwig's take on this entire MrBeast situation because, well, Ludwig has made it apparently obvious that he's a...
Why? I think most people at this point, if you think Ludwig's gonna have an actual opinion about this, you're just stupid. The dude is like, for the most part, has always been a fence sitter on big YouTubers like this. He's been a fence sitter on every like large Twitch streamer. He doesn't criticize any of the large Twitch streamers when they do something bad. He doesn't criticize any large YouTubers. He only goes after people that a lot of people on the internet hate. So he's not gonna have an opinion on MrBeast.
A close friend of MrBeast and that he has made many videos together with him. And so as someone who is sort of on the inside of that whole situation, despite the fact he might not know the minutia and the brass tacks details, if he's set the precedent of being a commentary channel who was scrutinized and investigated as a journalist would sometimes other situations that were controversial, people were naturally, especially his audience, expecting for him to, maybe not with the same degree of impartial scrutiny, but to at least address some of those allegations because there are some pretty damning things that Dogpack said in the first video at least. Now, instead of actually addressing the serious allegations to do with promoting gambling for children and illegal lottery...
Let me guess, he went after like the CGI take or the fake raccoon actor instead of like the legitimate claims of like illegal gambling.
Ludwig spends commentary towards how Dogpack 404 knew MrBeast had staged his 7 days out at sea and how Dogpack could verify that MrBeast was on a yacht or not, which completely just is not the point of the video. The real meat and potatoes of Dogpack 404's first MrBeast exposed video is really talking about more so the illegal lotteries and the gambling promotion to children. And by the time Ludwig gets to those points of the allegations, well, I'll just let the clips speak for themselves.
In 30 seconds is going to win.
In 5 minutes, we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to put $1,000 in a random order. Hey, Daryl, don't we owe someone $1,000?
Yeah, Monopoly the game is boring, but Monopoly at the grocery store is fun. I don't know if you've ever played it.
What was that take? What did he mean by that?
Because you got to collect them all.
What?
Look at Doug's stream real quick.
Did you know there's an easy way to get more views on your old YouTube videos? And the best part is it's free to
skip.
Prize where you have to buy something is still an illegal lottery, which obviously MrBeast knows this, but you know, he's a
I'm gonna guess he's not gonna have any specific take on this at all. He's gonna try to ignore it. Is that what's gonna happen?
poker player. He likes a little bluffery, a little plausible deniability.
Nah, but hey, MrBeast ass at poker, I'll tell you that. Yeah, you're trying to false. Okay? I lost to the guy one time. He went all in every hand. He's a luck box.
For those of you who are just joining, if you buy one of our limited edition 40 mil special shirts, we're celebrating 40 million subscribers with a really big video.
When did he have 40 million subscribers? That is... What's crazy is 40 million
So,
is 10 times me, almost, and he has 10 times.
so he's just ignoring the actual accusation. He's just pointing out. This is hilarious. This is actually funny. The dude doesn't even know what to say.
Times that.
What does this literally have anything to do with the video, mate?
Exactly.
I understand, and look, Ludwig even clarified at the end of the stream, the whole point was to sort of bait the drama frogs, to just sort of farm the free views and stuff like that. And look, I respect the hustle fundamentally, but I feel like of all times to troll like that, this was by far the least most opportune time to do so, because it is at the cost and detriment of how you are perceived by the community.
True.
You've associated yourself with this person in multiple occasions. You've been in one of the most recent videos. You've had them on your channel in multiple.
You have to critically look at this. You can't just like start making fun of this stuff. If you're Ludwig, you're someone who's trying to be taken seriously as somebody like a kind of like a journalist type of guy. Not journalist, but like somebody who likes to criticize other YouTubers, but then you refuse to criticize this big YouTuber that you're friendly with. That's not great.
Formats.
Just make fun of it.
Times to troll like this. I don't know why you thought it was a good idea to do it now. Again, don't take my word for it. Just read any of these comments that I'm showing right here.
Ludwig hearing him describe literal torture, which was obviously not disclosed beforehand, and responding with, you know, what the challenge is when you go into it, you could walk. Is wild.
This is the majority of the
Unsubbed.
public opinion sentiment. It's definitely one of the most insufferable live streams I've had to sit through. And, well, naturally, me and his audience thought as we were watching this live, well, if he's not reacting to it or actually giving some insightful scrutiny or commentary, then perhaps towards the end of the video, he'll then actually make his take. Of course, he didn't do that. He just then pivots and goes straight into reacting to Moist Critical's video, which was disappointing to say the least.
Kendrick just dropped? No way. Pause. No way.
There's like a good video here to actually listen to, Mudahar's video here, that explains this very well, and he's not even gonna ignore that.
All right.
No response at all to
I
it.
want to watch this video too.
Watching this 4.5 live stream unironically made me want to sit on a cactus and rotate on it sideways. But the second live stream that I just watched Ludwig made, reacting to Dogpack's second video, which is essentially just an interview with Jake, a former MrBeast employee, and his mental, emotional, and physical abuse that he had experienced on the set of filming the solitary confinement video that never ended up getting published, unironically made me want to blowtorch my nutsack. Now, unlike the first stream where Ludwig pretty much has no takes.
Did he just ignore
the
it?
second one, he does have some.
Or are they
but
just
they
bad
are probably
takes?
some of the
They're
most
just bad
detached
takes?
from reality, borderline sociopathic takes I've ever heard. At about
I
the
need to hear these
1.5 hour
takes.
mark towards this live stream, when Jake is talking about his abuse that he had suffered from this challenge, Ludwig unironically makes a take. Jake, who bear in mind at this point is sleep deprived, they haven't turned off the lights whatsoever, he's had no exposure to sunlight, has been in solitary confinement, has had to deal with awful putrid smells of tubs and dairy products and paint fumes. Ludwig actually makes the take that instead of MrBeast making the challenge for Jake to run a marathon out of nowhere, he should have instead made the challenge for, if he wins it, that MrBeast would actually then turn the lights off. Which is an insane, detached
That's a
take to
brain
have.
dead take. That's a brain dead take.
The pay thing makes sense. The bigger thing that they shouldn't have done is made him run a marathon and then kept the lights on. Like, that to me is the things that were wrong.
They shouldn't have kept the lights on in general. We'll just let him sleep.
Right? Like, turn the lights off, have some way, because like usually in MrBeast videos, if there's something that a competitor struggles with, that then becomes the next thing he offers as like a way to detract money, and it becomes part of it. And it's what they do in like Survivor or other shows, you know, like in Survivor.
Yeah, but they don't torture people in Survivor. They don't commit war crimes in Survivor. They don't do things that are against the Geneva Convention
eating for a
in
while.
Survivor.
Jeff then comes up with a bag of rice that they play for or whatever that they can split.
Oh my god.
And so they adapt to how the person is struggling. So they should have done that with the like.
This is what happens when you become so big and friends with everybody and just sit on every single fence. These are the takes that you have.
Obviously. And then made
This is
him
bad.
run the marathon.
This is a bad man. Bad
This
man.
is literally illegal on international law. Like, you're straight up breaking the Geneva Convention.
I don't
What's
know.
going on? Like, you can't even do this stuff to terrorists, as they say in the video.
Lol.
How is this the take that you're making? And the
Can't
comparison
even do it to people
like,
in Gitmo.
actually professionally produced TV shows like Survivor are inappropriate on all fronts, because those shows, as I said, are professionally produced with a safety team and HR and all of these facilities to ensure the contestants are being taken care of. And the other take that Ludwig had said several times in the stream was, well, if he was having trouble, he could have walked away from this challenge whenever he wanted. He could have just stepped away. I mean, it's his decision.
I'm pretty sure, like, it was like MrBeast was like waving money in front of him, saying, "This is gonna pay off your student loans. You have no money."
At the end of the day, he
I don't
didn't
know
have to
about
be there.
that.
I empathize with the difficulty of the challenge, but ultimately you know what the challenge is when you go into it, and I think you can walk, right?
Top 3 reasons why now is the best time to play Honkai Star Rail. Number 1, if you are seeing this video, that
And it just clearly shows that Ludwig has no grasp.
I think you're wrong on this one. I think that's a fair take to say, like, you can walk at any moment. It's like, I mean, at that point, he's probably stuck there because he needs the money, but, like, you can still walk. He's not forcing you to stay there, right?
Understanding on the situation.
I think that's kind of
whatsoever.
true.
The fact that this guy, Jake,
It's still a
was
brain dead
literally
take.
pressured to be there by the entire team. The
Still
amount
brain dead
of
take.
pressure that he had felt from the fact that MrBeast has obviously spent tons of money on the project, on the employees, setting up everything, filming, the crew. And it's just totally just shows that he has no grasp, that there's a very human
Yeah,
element.
he's absolutely right. There's like a ton of pressure on Jake there to stay there, but it's still his decision at the end of the day. It still is his decision. Ludwig does have a point there, but there's a lot of pressure on him to stay.
To this, and it's that Jake went there for $300,000 not to be tortured. He went there to try and have some fun, do some bits, be the main character in a video.
Yeah, I think he was told in the beginning that it was just a room where he's gonna have fun for like a few days. That's it. But like, they wouldn't even turn the lights off to
He
let
didn't
him
sign up to be
sleep.
tortured, and obviously not wanting to let down an entire production company who has spent a month, 30 days building the set and everything. The fact that Ludwig or his chat for some reason cannot grasp that is mind-blowing, to say the least. So either Ludwig will have no takes and just react to the video and read super chats like some vegetable, or he will provide some of the worst, most borderline sociopathic takes imaginable. Honestly, Ludwig,
Kind
please
of.
just stick to the gaming streams. They're fire. Just let me and some of your other OG fans know when you're back to just streaming just good content and gameplay stuff. Just a little bit of context quickly while we're here talking about the situation with my experience with the MrBeast brand or Feastables.
I think this is just what happens when you become so big that you become friends with everybody and you just can't criticize them because you think you're not going to get an opportunity with them in the future. I mean, just grow a pair and just do what you need to. Your community's all that really matters, man. Your friendship with MrBeast doesn't necessarily matter that much. Your community and your integrity is what matters the most here. But I mean, like, I guess if I was in his position, I don't think I would. I don't think I would fence it like that. He's got like extreme fence sitting positions there. That's gonna be it, boys. If you did enjoy, have a good one.